What it do, snackers, snackettes, and snack X's? It's your boy Gage. I'm here with Jokes.
Yo.
I give you the spot to do a little double yo. You know what I'm saying? Get that thing in there. You are now tuned in to Loading Snacks Weekly, where we get together once a week and we talk about things that are happening in pop culture. And today, Jokes, we are going to go back in time and discuss last Thursday's Xbox Partners Showcase. We're going to talk about Pokemon. I'm going to give you some space today. Okay? Talk about Pokemon a little bit. We're going to talk about Epic and Unity and their new partnership. We're going to look at a trailer for a new Simu show that is coming up. We are going to talk about
Hayes in the chat.
Some rules and regulations. What's up, Zay? All the way from Korea.
Having a blast out there.
What up? Hey there. Hi, Kai. We're gonna talk about. So we have a top 10. We're doing one of our top 10 streams in the next couple of weeks. We need to talk about some rules. We're going to need some of y'all's help with deciding some of the rules for that.
Because it's going to get wild.
Then we're going to talk about, some things we're thankful for as we approach the holiday the next couple of days. But before we do that, Jokes has a job to do. We'll get the link to our website up for you all.
Yes, sir.
And from there, you can find our Patreon, which again is one of the best ways to support us. Having said that, it is now time for the 619 Hall of Fame.
Yes, sir.
Yes, so let's shout out our top tier patrons, starting with Anthony Cunningham, Marcus Houston, Susan Dortch, Tyrone Carson, Meticulous Skin, Alex Lee, Ellis Mbe, and Kermit Ferguson. Thank you very much. We truly, truly appreciate it.
Beautiful. We truly, truly do appreciate
100%.
you all. And anyone who comes beyond that Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Absolutely.
What's up, Andrew? Hello, fine young gentleman. Hope you're well and getting ready for an awesome Thanksgiving. That is 100% the plan. It is, hey, Nana?
Almost Thanksgiving.
Not Tuesday. Jokes, are you cooking?
We're semi. Like normally I would go all out. I think I'm gonna be doing this year more of the kind of going someplace and just grabbing stuff and bringing it, kind of just warming it back up. Normally, I fix everything most of the time from scratch. But this year I'm kind of like, I kind of just want to chill it out a little bit. Yeah, and then maybe just honestly just chill out probably this year.
Okay. Are you going shopping for Black Friday? Like, are you going somewhere?
So probably not. Because originally the plan was, you talk about Pokemon. This probably is you segue in the right way on here. There was a bunch of different like Pokemon Black Friday stuff that was going to be coming up. So I was originally going to go to GameStop. But GameStop has now started, they're trying to capture the aftermarket pricing of Pokemon cards now. So they've raised the prices on all their stuff. So what they're having on Black Friday, honestly, is not a super deal. And because of what I actually managed to get this week, I said, you know what? Probably just going to go online, buy some games, buy some movies and things like that. I don't think I'm going to actually go out and tough the waters, even though I'm actually off on Black Friday.
Yeah, that's part of it. But, Jokes, I feel like we just talked about this before the show went live, but you do realize that you're not really supposed to be shopping for yourself on Black Friday. That it's
I know that. I do know that. But with the, stuff that I end up getting, like stuff that I get for Tatiana, stuff that I get for my mom, like I don't necessarily need Black Friday to do it.
Okay.
So, like, if it's something like if
You
I
might
can
as
get
well
something
use it for yourself.
if I can get something on sale, great. But as we get closer and figure out some of those things, especially if I got to order something and figure out, picking it up somewhere so I can make sure that no one knows that it's coming to the house just yet and doing all that type of stuff. So,
All right. I mean, that's fair. I get it. On that note, sir, let me give you some time to talk about what your adventures were like this week in Pokemon. I don't. None of it means. I get it. I get it, and that's why I don't do it. But I don't know what's going on, and I'm like, listen, like, I saw your post, and I heard the words, but they but they were just words.
They didn't really give
together.
you
Like, yeah, it could have been just some AI jargon that just got chucked together. So talk to me about what happened this week, the video you posted, and we'll put a link up to the video so you guys can watch it. But tell me what happened.
So, the newest set for Pokemon just released it's been probably a week and a half probably now since it's come out. And so getting in this time and day, being able to walk in a store and just freely being able to find Pokemon cards on the shelf, behind the counter, whatever it may be. If you don't do it the day that it comes out, good chance you're probably not going to be getting any of it anytime soon, or you're going to be buying it from resellers that are going to pretty much charge you 2 times, 3 times the price of what it actually is for it. Sure. For those that aren't in the know, Pokemon now actually has vending machines. So they're in different retailers that you can go to. For us in this area, it's a lot of grocery stores. So Safeways have them. For us, that's pretty much the majority of the area that has it for us. And it has normally, the full run of whatever is currently available. And same, just like a store. You go into a machine, sometimes it has nothing in it. Sometimes it does have stuff in it. But because of the way they have it set up to release product over time, it always appears that it's sold out. I was fortunate enough, I went to one of the Safeway in Bowie to go shopping, like normal, and stopped at the vending machine. I was like, yeah, let me go ahead. Let's see what's in here. Went to the machine. This was like 7 o'clock or something like that. It was after I got off of work. I stopped at the store. It was after I got off of work.
In the evening.
In the evening time, yeah. Okay. So went in the store, went to the machine, tapped on the screen so it'll come up. The only thing that showed up was one single individual pack of the newest set called Fantasmal Flames. So I was like, sure, whatever. Go ahead, buy the one single pack, pops out the machine.
That's normally the new run of Pokemon cards is called Fantasmal Flames.
Fantasmal Flames. So it's I guess the way to say it, it's a subset. So the new overall set is called Mega Evolutions. And then within that, there's different.
I'm leaving.
You're gone. Yeah. It's a lot on there for.
All right, cool. So okay, I need to understand. Mm-hmm. This is what I mean when I say I don't understand. Okay, this is what I mean. Mm-hmm. So there is a new set of Pokemon cards that are available. The set itself is called Mega Evolution. Mm-hmm. Within the Mega Evolution set, there is a subset called Fantasmal Flame.
Correct.
How many total cards are we talking in the entire Mega Evolution set?
Couldn't give you a number just yet, because for the whole Mega,
they don't know,
because the whole set, let's say it's inevitable, it'll probably be a year-long thing. So there's going to be different sets that'll come out over the next year that will be under the banner. It normally also coincides with how the show would come out as well too. So normally, like, the game will release, like, the concept of the game aligns to the show. The cards that will come out will kind of align to the show. There's like an overall arcing thing that they do with it. So at least for the next year, Mega Evolution is going to be the focus point on all of these sets that are going to come out. But after I got the end of it, that single individual pack, let the machine catch itself up, reload back up, and thinking I'm going to tap on the screen and pretty much everything is not going to be available. Fortunately, this time the machine kicked in and it actually had a full entire booster box of Pokemon cards. Now, a booster box is 36 packs. Getting your hands on one of those is extremely difficult. Like, even like major retailers, like I'll give you like GameStop. We talked briefly for a second. GameStop will get like 2 or 3 of them out of all of the inventory that they'll get, and that's it. So if you're like the first person in line, first 2 people in line, they're gone. And they cost more than what it will be at there for it. But I actually managed to get one of these booster boxes and literally pay the normal retail price because it came out of the Pokemon vending machine for it.
Which is how much?
So that booster box is $160. If you
how much is a pack?
Oh, a pack? Retail for a pack averages $4.99 when you get it from
$5 a pack. Mm-hmm. You're getting a really good deal for 36 packs at $160 is what you're saying.
Exactly. And normally when you buy the box, because of the way how it's randomized, and you have a better shot at getting more of the rarer cards because of the entire box that you're purchasing versus these like individual packs for all have come from 50 different boxes from whatever retailer that just took them and threw them up onto the shelf for it. So
I mean, all right. I'm following your logic. I don't know if I like your logic, but I'm following your logic as far as that's concerned.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to get an understanding of. You went to the machine, and these are not like regular vending machines. These are all like LCD screens, correct?
Yeah.
They're like the screens at McDonald's. If you go to McDonald's and you go to like the screen, they're like that. They're like a full LCD screen. You tap on the screen, choose what you want.
Yeah.
Now, when you went to the machine and you bought the single pack, you bought the single pack because it was telling you that was the only thing available?
It was the only thing. Everything else shows up as sold out. It'll have the image of whatever else, could be in the vending machine, and it just has a sold out logo, plastered across it. So
you buy the pack, and after you buy the pack, after it delivers your pack to you, the screen resets itself, and when the screen resets itself, all of a sudden there is something inside the machine that just previously it told you was not in the machine.
Yep, it will unlock. I know.
I don't like this at all, Jokes.
There's pieces of there's parts of me that doesn't like it, but then there's parts of me that does like it. The reason why is because of scalpers. If a scalper goes to a machine, and that thing has let's just say everything was just available all at one time, and maybe there was like 50 packs in the machine. The machine technically, doesn't have a cutoff. It doesn't do anything. If you can get it, it's going to give it to you. So this helps prevent people from just being able to go to the machine and just take every single thing out of that machine and purchase it.
Yeah, here's what I think the issue that I have. This reminds me a lot of the conversation we had last week or the week before when we were talking about Amazon getting sued for having the word purchase, what I mean, or like buy on their stuff. Like, to me, if you say it's sold out, that means there's nothing in the machine. Now you can put on there unavailable, and that's you know what I'm saying? That's different.
That's different.
from saying it's sold out, right? And I say that because I just think it's unfair that like some kid, you know, whatever, who doesn't really have the mindset on it's just like, oh, I want Pokemon cards, and they walk up with their parents and they're like, oh, everything's sold out, like you can get a pack, I guess. But if you had a parent that was completely willing, and for that matter, it's just like, I do not want to keep spending $5 a pop to get, you know what I mean, to buy you Pokemon cards every chance I get, you know, whatever it is, and would be 100% willing to buy you a booster pack so you would just shut up for a little bit. I'm just saying, like, I know how I was as a kid when I was like, I really want this. We got to go look. I'm calling Toys R Us. Like, yo, like I know who I was. So
let's like throw a chair.
I said I'm throwing a chair at this machine, 100%. And I know that there have been videos of people like breaking the machines and stuff like that. Like I know that has been a thing. I just think that like it's one thing to artificially set the machine so that they're on some sort of a timer or some sort of a randomizer or whatever. To some extent, I'm okay with that. I think, again, I'm just upset at the idea that it literally tells you sold out, which is very different from saying unavailable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's very different. So I just think it's more of a wordplay issue than anything else, because I can completely understand where you are. We've all been down that road when there's something we really want to get. And scalpers buy them all and then sell them to you at ridiculous pricing or whatever.
Yeah.
So I said we need to discuss the unreasonable difficulty of obtaining Pokemon cards. Well, I think that's what we are. Like we're talking about how difficult it is to get it. And the thing about it is twofold, because what that means is that scalpers are inadvertently still making it more difficult to get them. Just, you know what I mean? They're still making it more difficult to get cards. Like it just, that's what it is. So even though the scalpers can't necessarily get their hands on them and inflate the prices, even the machines being the way they are has made it so difficult to get them that technically even places like GameStop are essentially scalping them. They're going, 100%. We know you can't get them unless we have them. You just said that they're raising the prices, and so
they just recently announced, they literally raised the price on every single Pokemon card SKU that they had, and they're charging like what I was. Now here's, you say that what I was going to get from them on Black Friday, it was a specific Team Rocket box collector box type thing. Found out it's exclusive to them. Technically, retail, it should be about $120. It's the equivalent to this other Charizard set box set that I got. GameStop is selling it for $200. And if you want it, you have no option but to go to GameStop because they are the only ones that have that set available.
Well, sure. I mean that's again, I'm not a fan. Like I don't like. But what are you gonna do? You know, like what are you gonna do? And GameStop probably needs the money. So like,
hey, listen.
You know what I mean? So what are you gonna do?
They gonna
like to some extent. Like, look, I put it to you this way: when Microsoft raised the price for Xbox for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate and to like $30, and GameStop was like, we still selling it for $40, what y'all want to do? They became my best friend. You know what I'm saying? For like 2 days. When I went in there and bought up like a year and a half worth of you know what I mean? But they got to make that money back somewhere. And
they got it. They got to figure out what to do with it. And the Pokemon cards right now, easiest way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy. And you know, here's the thing, right, bro? Like, as the geeks we are, right? / collectors we are, they know they can do this kind of stuff to us. It's why scalpers exist in the first place. Like, for real. They know how bad you want a thing, or how bad you want to be a part of a thing, or how bad you need to get something that otherwise they can't get it. It happens when they release a new game console. It happens with tickets to an important concert. Like, it's just one of those things that just kind of is part of that. I want to be at the water cooler with the most pertinent information the day of. I need to have the thing. I want to complete the collection, right? So they take advantage of that, and it's always been that way. Right. And in some cases, it's artificially inflated. And to some extent, Pokemon Company is doing the same thing. They're kind of forcing it to get artificially, you know what I mean, inflated. It's just part of what we deal with.
Mhm.
So the most important thing is you got lucky, you found a pack. Was it worth it? Did you get something? I don't know.
No.
Your face isn't okay.
It says different. It was worth it. So the best card out of there that I got in the Fantasmal set is probably the 4th rarest card of the set. So I did manage to get something that was not an easy pull. So I'm happy. If I were to, that one card, if I was able to, let's say it looks like it's in prestige condition. I got to look at something like the centering, all that. That's way extra. If I sent it in to get it graded and I was able to get a perfect 10 grade on the card is probably almost valued at $300. So that one card alone, if I could do that, pretty much paid for the entire box by itself.
Sure, more than paid for it.
More than paid for it by itself.
To get it graded?
I could, I don't mind. Like if it's going to take 30 or 40 days to do it, I'll pay the $30 for the grading of it and then shipping. But I'll wait until.
How do you know how rare the card is when the sets are not sold out yet? I think that's an important thing. How do you know how rare? Like even if they're telling you this is how many of that card we had, and so statistically, your luck in getting this is this much. But like truthfully, how do you know how rare it is until you
see the set? So there's different rarities to the card. So with the Mega Evolution set, the 2 rarest cards to get are the gold cards, which there's only like 1 or 2 gold cards for the entire set. It's like in the pull rate, like I've been looking, it takes you maybe like 1,200 packs before you probably would pull one of those.
Wait a minute. But when you say 2 gold cards in the set, does that mean if you have a complete set, if you manage to get every card in the set, 2 of your cards would be gold? Or are you saying of all the cards that they made that are going to be released to the public, they only made 2?
No. So not like there's 2 in the world, like how like the Mind Stone and things like stuff like that. No, so there's multiples in the wild. They're not as produced as heavily as some of the standard cards to it. Shout out to Rob from Comic Logic. He pulled one of them and sent me a picture of it as soon as he got it. I hate you and love you all. I hate you and love you all at the same time. That's
so in terms of the rarity, we're just talking about the rarity of the amount produced. We're not necessarily talking about the rarity of what's going to end up being available in the total public and or the condition of those, which over the long term will determine what the card is really worth. But at present, like if you were like, this is what I found, if somebody wants this card, if you're looking for it and you don't want to spend, I don't know, $1,200 buying packs,
you could buy it.
You could buy
it, but the value.
Would you sell it?
This one, I wouldn't mind part ways with it. Like it doesn't have the same value to me as if I pulled this Charizard, because this Charizard is my favorite Pokemon. If I pull that one, get it graded, and it's still got a perfect 10, that bad boy is staying in my collection. It will not budge.
And that is also a silver, whatever they only
There's a gold version. And then the one that you see, this card that you see behind me, is what's called a secret illustration rare. So obviously all the artwork and everything is drawn, but there's some that are drawn with like a next level type of art style or artwork to it. Some of the most famous designers from like over the generations of Pokemon will put in and make these particular cards. This is, at the present time, would be the 2nd rarest card of the set. This is the one that everybody is trying to get out of this bunch that has it.
Somebody would murder you for that.
Probably
right.
so.
All right. I'm just trying to get, and so, but it is like the second most rare. So obviously, if you get that, there's also a high value on it, right? Like it's not just like, oh well, this card and the card I got would be worth the same amount, but I'd get rid of that one and not this one just because this one's my favorite. Like it also would actually be worth a lot more.
And some of them, of course, the value of them do grow. They do grow over time. So some of these sets will they will retain their value over a period of time where maybe 5 years from now, like a card like this is probably worth about $400. 5 years, you maybe like at 1,000 for it. It's just one of those things that Charizard, it's because it being Charizard just retains that type of value over time for it.
It's extremely popular. He's one of the most loved characters. It's one that everybody knows. He's from the original set. And Anna's asking, do you trade?
I do. It hasn't been something, I would say me and Rob have done a little bit back and forth. It's trading, like I'm decent with, spotting, looking at cards, feeling and making sure they're not fake or anything like that. That's the hardest thing nowadays, unless, you're going into like an actual trading card shop trying to do with people. Like when I was younger and would go to like my mom would take me to different Pokemon events. I was changing back then. It was different. You could go in there, see another kid. They have something you want to see, trade it. You don't have to worry about it.
Trade it, yeah.
Nowadays, you got to go through extra steps just to make sure that what you are trading with someone is a real card for it.
Right. You're not trading for the sake of like, I'm just missing this card from my set and I want to have it because I want to play and I actually play with these cards. This is a different kind of collector's trading. If you know what I mean. Listen, Jokes, you know how my life is, bro. I got a lot of stuff here, dog. I'm looking at a pack of Pokemon cards. I have no idea what it is. I don't even know where I got it from. But I'm literally looking at an unopened pack of Pokemon cards that like, and I probably had them for like 2 years or something like that. Like I don't know, Jokes. And you know what?
Depending on what it is, you may be able to take that and sell that pack for something stupid.
I don't know, Jokes. It'll probably never move. That joint, that joint is just sitting. It's one of those things where like, this is how things end up at a yard sale and somebody finds it and it's like, you know what you have here? Like, no,
listen, you're not like, you're not lying at all. Hey, Marcus, I know you probably got an early morning.
Love you too, Marcus.
Love you too, bro.
Have a wonderful evening. If I don't talk to you before then, happy Thanksgiving, bro.
But yeah, so definitely with the box, and of course, I clearly opened tons of Pokemon cards. And one thing I haven't done over is really record to share it with you guys as well too. So started something a little bit different. So I have a segment now. It's called Ripping with Jokes, and this is honestly just going to be really me sharing the experience with you guys. Currently, right now, one video is actually up on our YouTube channel for you to go and watch. This one is actually me opening the first half of the booster box that I actually opened. So you'll get a little idea of what it is that I pulled out of there for it. Obviously, of course, I told you I did pull that one card out of there that is one of the rarest cards in the set. I am happy. I actually do pull a Charizard. It's not the Charizard. It's not the one, but one did get pulled, which still makes me a happy camper nonetheless. So guys, go ahead, take a look at that. And, just as I get more now, you'll start to see these pop up more frequently. Some of them, it'll be, hey, a quick couple packs that I managed to get. If I actually can get, another box or something like that, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I think just being able to share that type of experience, especially when you're able to pull something that is super cool in a set, it's just an awesome thing to be able to share for it. So,
I ain't gonna hold you, dog. You're the luckiest person I know. So again, just getting the chance to get the whole box just kind of speaks to like, one day we'll have to do a segment just about the stuff you've pulled, bro. You like there's something. I don't know what you did, bro. Like I don't know if inside your chest your wishbones are connected weird or something like that, but bro,
Hey, look,
I don't. You should be playing the lottery to keep it a
I
buck.
think. Hey, listen, I've been doing it every now and then, but I think I need to get on a more steady frequency of doing it. But yeah,
I don't
like
know.
over time, I got to go through, and what I'll probably do is at some point pull out some of the binders that I have with some of the older cards in it. I did find it's not the original Charizard, but I did find it was the special edition re-release of the original set that still is like even super hard to get. And I managed to pull a Charizard I bought 2 packs out of Target and just so happenly got a Charizard out of the pack.
Hey, dog, they don't even put bubble gum in them joints no more, dog. It's funny buying them. You know what I mean? Like you used to get gum in them, and you know what I mean? Buy some baseball cards or something. You used to get some gum in them joints. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
All
but
right,
keep
George,
an
I'm
eye
gonna
out
let you
for
talk
those
about
coming.
Pokemon for like 30
Hey, listen,
minutes.
I appreciate it. That's probably what I'll get for like the next 6 months.
It depends on whether or not you keep getting packs, and if you open something good, I might be like, "Hey, dog, we gotta talk about this."
We gotta talk
you know
about
what I mean?
this.
Like, yeah, we might have
Hey,
to.
listen, you'll get a text message from me like, "Hey, listen, I'm done. I got the one. I'm good with the set back. I'm done."
You can never be done, dog. You might be like, I might get another one.
It's gonna happen because hey, listen, new sets come out every couple months, and they already put the pre-orders up for new stuff that comes out in January. And I got lucky enough. Hey, listen, I'm happy Rob was actually able to get some as well too. So me and him, we talked about having some pack battles over at some point during the New Year, some like loading snacks versus comic logic stuff. So we gotta plan that out a little bit and see how things go.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, dog. I don't know what a pack battle is, but I don't want to know right now. I don't want to know right now. Y'all figure it out, work out the logistics, and just come holler at me. You know what I mean? We'll figure out how to work it out. Because if you're gonna do it, we gotta film it. That's just how that works.
100%.
Yeah. All right. So look, let's talk about last week's Xbox partner preview. Which I think got announced like the day before.
It was
not mistaken,
a day or two. It was not. It was like not a lot of time to prepare.
It might have been Tuesday that it got announced because we did a show Tuesday. We certainly didn't talk about it, and then it didn't happen until Thursday. Did you get a chance? Did you watch it?
I watched pieces. Like I got a whole list like the trailers, so I just started kind of going through and watching some of the individual trailers than anything else.
Okay.
I think there was definitely some interesting stuff that they presented on the stage.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I was mostly overall disappointed with it. I don't know.
I say interested. I get what you're saying. Look, listen, I get what you're saying, but I think there was a few things that was sprinkled in that we liked. Overall, meh.
Which is fine. Like I don't. At this point in my life, and for as long as I have been watching E3 showcases and all that kind of stuff, at this point, I am okay with and have come to realize that like definitely not everything that they show in a showcase or something like that is supposed to be for me. Like I don't play all games. I have certain genres I like. You know what I mean? Like I just, I have certain developers I like. Blah blah. It's interesting. Here's the things that kind of stand out the most to me, not specifically game titles, but just as a whole. We know what Xbox and Microsoft have been doing over the last, let's just say at least the last year, right? I would say truthfully it's been longer than that, but let's say over the last year where, they're just like, look, man, our games are coming everywhere. We're trying to make this money. So it is what it is. I do still think it's a little weird / jarring to watch a showcase like that, which I did. I watched the showcase and see them present games. And when they present the games, they are literally showing you at the end of the trailers, Xbox, PlayStation, Switch 2, PC, Steam, like every platform that it's coming to, they are showing you it's coming to that platform, which is slightly jarring. But I think more importantly, very refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
I have personally grown very weary of like watching a particular platform hold a showcase of some sort only to then have to go back after it's all over to look to see, okay, is this actually exclusive to your console? To everything? Is it also going to be on PC? Is it coming to PlayStation, Xbox?
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to be on Switch? Like, it just ends up being a lot of extra research. And for the most part, what I end up having to do is go to YouTube, find the individual developers, maybe go to somewhere like an IGN or a GameStop or something like that to get the developer version of the exact same trailer that just happens to tell you at the very end of the trailer
everything that it's coming
it's
to.
coming to everything, right? It just happens to have all the logos instead of only having one platform's logos. I just think that the idea, I understand it from a business standpoint, but the idea of it is just kind of really tired. It's just kind of annoying, you know what I mean? And I do think that at this point, right? Like if you're PlayStation, truthfully, chances are the people who want a PlayStation are either already have it or have already decided they're going to get it, right? And so like if you were doing a showcase or a preview or whatever you're calling it when you do a show like this online, if you said that it was coming to other platforms, I just don't think it actually hurt you at all, right? Now, there are some people like us who might have multiple platforms and might watch something, see it for the first time on PlayStation and be like, oh, well, it's coming to Xbox. Well, I'm going to buy it there. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying I don't understand it. I just think it's kind of tired. You know what I mean? And it's getting old. And I'm feeling more and more like we are getting to a place where all platform holders are kind of going to have to get to a place where they're just like, nah, this is where it is. And I think that video games as the entertainment medium that makes the most money in the world. Like, again, more than movies, more than TV, more than music, there are more dollars being made in the video game industry than anywhere else in entertainment. However, it's really the only place where the platform holders, right, are so cordoned off, right? If you look at music, there's not an advertising of like this for the most part. It does happen now. Like there will be releases that are like, this is only on Apple. You know what I'm saying? Only iPhones are going to get this album for however much time, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But again, they're generally timed releases and people know, right? But for the most part, you're not really dealing with that, you know, so to speak. Streaming has certainly had an effect on it. You know, and that is a thing you're seeing. You've kind of always seen it in TV. But like with movies, it's just kind of like, here's the trailer for the movie. Go see it at the theater. You know what I mean? But then once it comes home, where you're able to stream it directly is a whole different thing. But when stuff was coming out on DVD, when it was coming to Blu-rays, when it was coming to VHSs or whatever, they're just like, it's available. And they would tell you, go to these stores. And all
Select
the stores
retailers.
would be listed. It would show you all the different retailers or whatever where you could go and it was supposed to be available. And I can't tell you how many times, as a person who worked in retail environment, I had somebody walk in and say that they saw a commercial on TV and that the store I was working in was listed as a place that said it was available. And I'm like, well, we don't have that.
We don't have it.
I don't know why they put that on the commercial. I don't have anything to do with that. I don't make the commercial. We didn't make the commercial. We don't have that. You know, like it happens, right? And so it's just kind of one of the last places where I think that as creators begin to take control a little bit more over how and where things are dispersed by kind of just playing the odds against each other, you're seeing more of that. And I just found it really interesting that so many of the games that we did see in this Xbox showcase was literally just like, oh yeah, coming to PlayStation, coming to Switch. You know what I mean? Which I just think is, again, a little bit refreshing to just be like, look, bro, we're not, you know what I mean? We're just, we are we are putting ourselves. It makes me really, really interested in what kind of business deals they're doing with their partners, right? Like if there's a different kind of contract they work out with somebody to say you are an Xbox partner, but we are going to tell people you're going to be available on Switch, and we are going to tell people you're going to be, but we're going to be. So what kind of advertising or marketing deal are you getting with Microsoft when they're, doing that?
Yeah,
Andrew said, remember when stores had different exclusive for DVDs? Yes.
Yep.
The very same way I remember that they had exclusive DLC for certain games you would buy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You buy it at GameStop or pre-order it at GameStop and you get this exclusive.
This specific,
pre-order it at Best Buy and you get this exclusive.
Yeah, listen, steel books. It was like steel books were a thing. It was like only certain retailers got the steel book cases for the movies. And
I mean, man, that's so real. And again, I understand retailers doing the deal to get some sort of but the reality of it is like, but the content itself, like the movie itself was the same, the game itself was the same, you know what I mean? But you might have like an exclusive skin you can only get in one place, or something like that. Man, I will tell you right now, Sin was famous for buying a game at a particular place, but going somewhere else. Like Sin would go to like GameStop, do the pre-order at GameStop. They print the receipt. The receipt always had the code for the DLC. So you would take the code, put the code in, take the pre-order back, and return the pre-order, and then buy the game wherever you wanted to buy. You know what I mean? Like he was just famous, bro. Like you got to have your workarounds when they start messing with you like that. You know what I mean? Those kinds of things, bro. Like they just, it's an annoyance. It's part of marketing. It's part of again, I get it, but it does really make me wonder, like how as a platform they are approaching developers to say we want to put you in this showcase, but we're willing to put that yes, you're going to be on these other platforms. Like we're not trying to keep you from. And I also feel like there's a benefit in it for them in the sense that like technically if there are more Switches than there are Xboxes out there, and if there are more PlayStations than there are Xboxes out there, then if you want to do a deal with them, it behooves you to help make sure that it gets on those platforms too. Yeah. Say like, yo, I can sell way more. I'm gonna sell way more copies on these other platforms, even if it shows on yours. Once people realize I'm on those platforms too, right? So it's just kind of an interesting place I feel like to be in, and it does make me wonder, like what they do to do those deals, or how they decide, or if they were just like, yeah, just do the deal with us or whatever, and then they were like, no, just make one trailer. You know what I mean? Like, because I also do think there's a quote unquote fake good guy thing that's there. Like, listen, you don't need to make multiple trailers with different endings or whatever. Just do one trailer and get it to us, and we'll put it out. And if the other people are going to try to make you do one specific to them, then that's on them. But we're not going to do that to you. You know what I mean? It's like we'll use the trailer you use on your YouTube channel. You know what I mean? I think makes a little bit more sense. I will tell you that of everything they showed, probably the most interesting thing they showed was a game called Zoo Punk. Which I don't know. People were complaining about how it looks, not necessarily how it looks, but how the combat looks, and I agree. I think that the game itself looks very interesting and looks like it could be cool, but from a combat standpoint, it looked like it wasn't done, it wasn't ready, and it looks like it doesn't feel good to play. It's an interesting thing to say, but if you play games and you look at it, you'll know what I mean.
You got it.
Jokes that I gets down in Vampire Survivors.
Dog, let me tell you. Hey, I'm gonna let you finish. Because when that Jones showed up on screen, I was like, and this is your fault, bud.
It's my fault?
It's your fault.
How is it my fault?
Because you were the one like, hey, yo, Jokes, you got to play this Vampire. It may not quite be what you normally would play, but you need to play this Vampire Survivor, John.
But when I said it to you, did I not tell you it was crack and you weren't going to be able to pull yourself? I told you. I did tell you. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I didn't Not like I was just like, here, try this. Nah, I was like, hey, this is crack. You want some? Like I told you what you were getting into, bro. You know what I'm saying? So vampire crawlers, basically taking vampire survivors and bringing it down as a first person semi 3D. I don't know. It just looks real interesting. Card based battler almost, like it just looks real interesting. I did watch a deep dive on that. I'm pretty sure they said it was Game Pass, which is all I needed to know.
Oh, that's all. That's it. It's a wrap.
All I needed to know. And then the Hitman exclusive target, which was Eminem. Let's run this trailer real quick.
Oh yeah.
Because I think so. You know, I'm a fan of Hitman, and I like Hitman because it is technically like an action game, but truthfully, it's a puzzle. It's a puzzle game that lets you shoot people, and the point of the puzzle is to figure out how to murder people and get away.
Yeah,
it's incredible. They do these elusive targets, and a lot of times the elusive targets are famous people. I think this is the best. There's nothing like This is what they should be doing. This tie-in with Eminem. Let's take a look at it.
I don't usually ask for help, but this isn't just another target. It's the crazy part of me. I gave him life, and now he wants mine. I've tried to bury him, but this motherfucker just keeps coming back.
I found that no one is untouchable.
Oh, so Eminem brought his back up. A higher gun can't erase me. Choke me with a wire, aim a gun at me. I come back louder and stronger. So what's it gonna be, killer? Are you ready to dance with the devil? Or are you too deaf to hear the beat?
Mom spaghetti.
Hey, dog. Like they say, you can poison mom spaghetti, dog. That's a way to kill it. Yeah, dog.
Hey,
that joint.
Hey, listen, I haven't played Hitman in so long, but that joint already. I was like, nope, I'm in. That's get play.
Updated, bro. Updated, dog. Like immediately, bro. Was there anything that stood out to you other than like what I've already talked about?
You hit the main ones for me. You know, a lot of the other ones, interesting looking. You know, some of them, it's going to be the stories more or less that are going to have to really pull me in. Because when you look at some gameplay, it's kind of like, I feel like, you know, I've seen this before, but how can you take like the story and get me more involved with it? So that's for me was kind of how some of those titles look, but mostly all of these impressed me. Obviously, I'm a huge James Bond fan, and for them to, you know, they did more of a dive more on his cars and things like that. Like, I'm already sold for the new James Bond game that's coming out.
That was the worst. Like, I've never, bro. That was terrible. Like, they should not have done that. I didn't need
the deep dive for the car. Listen, obviously, Aston Martin, BMWs, like that's mostly what James Bond is known for driving in all the movies or anything else. You put one of each of those in the game, it's cool. Don't even need to focus on anything else. But when you go into this extra,
my issue with that more than anything is that, like, if you're gonna go through the rigmarole of doing like showing it almost like it's like you're watching Forza, like it's Gran Turismo, how you showcase the car and whatever, bro, then you need to show gameplay of the car. Because IO Interactive are known for Hitman. Like, that's what they're known for making. And making a James Bond game seems like it could be right up their alley. And we've seen gameplay of James Bond in action, but now you're making the car an important thing. And I don't know that you as a developer can do driving. I don't know that you can make that important or fun or like make it even really matter. So showcasing the fact that the car is in it doesn't really do anything for me. Right. But then in the trailer, they're like, yeah, this is for people who have to earn your 00 status or whatever before you can do it. So the thing is that a thing that, like, again, this is supposed to be like his first real mission. Like, he's not really
007
yet, so to speak. So Does that mean you don't get it until the end of the game? Does it mean at some point midway through the game you do something that earns you that status and now you get a car? And then what are you doing with that? Like, I don't know. There were more questions than answers that came out of it, which I feel like is under some circumstances the way things should be, but not in this particular case. And it just wasn't a thing for me.
Agreed.
So Crowsworn, which was like, I think the first thing they showed was like a side-scrolling Metroidvania. It's probably okay, bro, but it looks like it's been done before. I don't want to be evil about that. Now, Echo Generation 2 is a very interesting thing. I played the first. I enjoyed it. It was in Game Pass. Really cool, like turn-based RPG. This takes a departure from the way it was set and looks like it's way in the future. It's very interesting. I liked the first game. I thought it was cool. I like the look of it. So I would be willing to look into this. But again, it's not the kind of thing I'm like, oh my goodness, Echo Generate. Like, that's cool. Is that about it for that?
I think that's about it for it. Yeah, I don't.
All right, cool. Then let's dig a little further into some of the business that is happening in video games, because Epic, makers of Fortnite, makers of Unreal Engine, announced last week that they are doing a weird kind of a team up with Unity, which is probably outside of Unreal Engine, might be the most widely used video game engine for people to make games. And they basically announced that they're doing a partnership with Unity to allow Unity games to basically ship directly inside of Fortnite. Did you see this?
No.
Okay. So yeah. So essentially they had a summit last week or earlier this week, and essentially said that Unity games now will be able to come directly to Fortnite. And that where it would have been before, that like in order for you to come into Fortnite, you would have to, as a developer, you would have to learn Unreal. Like you would have to use Unreal to be able to put games and publish games in that space. That is not the case, or at least it won't be the case come like early 2026. So basically, not only will developers be able to essentially ship their games directly within Fortnite, it basically makes Fortnite like its own storefront, if you will, for Unreal and for Unity games. They are also going to be able to benefit from the Fortnite creator economy. So like Fortnite right now has where you can go in and create your own stages and stuff like that. Like you've seen sometimes like there are people who've gone in and created like whole things that were like Ninja Turtles based or whatever. You could go in, you put a code in, it takes you to that thing, and you can play like technically that game within the Fortnite engine, obviously using Unreal. So they'll be able to benefit from that economy, where that economy, like Fortnite pays out like 40% each month to the that's the way their shares are basically set up. They share about 40% of their revenue that comes into Fortnite with the creators, which is like kind of unheard of. This is a very, very strange yet important strategic opportunity, because Epic, if you remember a number of years ago, maybe like 6 years or so ago, I want to say 2018, 2019, I think is when they launched the Epic Game Store. And Epic Game Store was launched as really a PC platform to compete with Steam. And in order to compete with Steam, what they were doing was they were making deals with all these people. If you were buying on the Epic Game Store, you were getting free stuff and all this kind of stuff or whatever. Doing some exclusive deals, where the game was only available in the Epic Game Store for a certain period of time before it came to other things like Steam and so forth. A lot of the people who were used to using Steam were very upset because they didn't want to have to use a different launcher and didn't want to, like all that kind of stuff. What they have essentially done by doing this is go, okay, of the video games that are released, whether they're Xbox, PlayStation, Steam, or even in the Epic Game Store, what are the game engines that are most widely being used? Well, it's ours, right? It's Unreal, and it's Unity. So if we allow Unity games to ship in the one place where we have the most people, we have more people playing and buying things within Fortnite than we do in the Epic Game Store. That's my read on it, right? So if we make it so that they can just drop those games into the Epic Game Store, and then kids, parents, whoever is in Fortnite, like if they're able to spend V-Bucks, right?
To get towards
buy a new game, and just like essentially Fortnite is acting as a launcher. So like if you're talking about no matter where you're playing, no matter what platform you're like, Fortnite's on everything. It's on everything. The Epic Game Store is on PC. Fortnite's on everything. PlayStation, Xbox, Switch,
mobile,
phones, PC, like it's literally on everything. So if now you can ship your game inside Fortnite, get the 40% cut, and everybody who plays Fortnite now has access
to these games and titles.
It's kind of insane, bro. Like it is the craziest way to bypass everybody else. Like it's kind of nuts. It literally lets them do exactly what they were talking about. Like that whole fight with them and Apple kicking Fortnite off the storefront, and you couldn't play it on there, and then them going and doing a deal with Microsoft so that Microsoft would allow you to stream it, so you could just go online and you could still play Fortnite on an iPhone or on an iPad if you wanted to. This is like, yo, we way past that. This is way past that, Jokes. Let me just give you a little insight. If you look at the notes I sent you, Jokes, there's a list of games. I put in a list of Unity hits, right? Can you read from that list just some of the games that were made in Unity?
Yep. So I would say probably the more popular ones that people will be familiar with: Power Wash Simulator, Marvel Snap, Honkai Star Rail. Probably are going to be the most visible ones, but for some others like me, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. It's crazy to even think something Pokemon related to be possibly something to be able to be done with this. Culture of the Lamb and Dave the Diver.
Yeah, that's actually a typo. It's Cult of the Lamb, but that's
Cult of the Lamb.
But it's Cult of the Lamb. Dave the Diver, which has been out for like 2 years. I think it came out 2023. Just released the Xbox Thursday when they did the showcase. It's kind of crazy. But again, to be able to be like, nah, it's in Fortnite. So you just, and that doesn't mean that these games are going to come to
and
Fortnite, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they couldn't. Like that those developers couldn't be like, all right, well, yeah, we're going to go ahead and now we have a new storefront we can put the games in. We're going to put them there too, right? Which is destined to make, other platform holders upset, right? Because you're able to bypass the storefronts that they have. If you're playing Fortnite on Xbox and you can buy Dave the Diver on Xbox, but instead of doing that, you can buy it
in Fortnite. You buy it,
and Xbox doesn't get any of that. That's, but it's not really different from what Xbox would love to be able to do with Game Pass, and just be like, well, let's just put Game Pass on everything, which is kind of what they're trying to do.
They're trying.
You know what I mean? Right now. But this might be, bro, like for real, it's the Trojan horse. Like, Fortnite is the Trojan horse. No doubt.
Fortnite has evolved in ways that, a lot of game developers would love for their game to be able to take off and do. But when you can have all these different variations of games that just live and exist within the universe of Fortnite, picking up harmonics and being able to use the mechanics of Guitar Hero in Fortnite, and potentially, you partner with these other games that you can play. Obviously, yes, you can play and launch the game, but if you're able to possibly like, hey, can we use X, Y, and Z mechanic and somehow incorporate this into a Fortnite element?
I mean, listen, I want to try to help people get an understanding of like how powerful Epic is. It just in like almost any TV show or movie that you have seen in the last 5 or 6 years, they are using Epic's video game engine, Unreal Engine, to make those movies. They are building everything.
Oh, you know what? Funny you say that. I just found out, didn't know this. A lot of those graphics you be seeing WWE present and be using are actually done within Epic. I was like,
they're unreal.
I don't know. Like I was a part of me that was surprised, but there was part of me that wasn't surprised. But I was like,
I believe that is something that came out of the Netflix deal. Like Netflix, their studios are using the studios that have the Unreal Engine running, basically running a video game in the background. They're shooting on what they call the volume. You know what I mean? Like you've seen the volume with all the LED screens or whatever in the background. They're shooting on those, and they are using those to make everything now. And that in and of itself means that like before long, bro, you could be playing in the literal setting that comes from the movie you were watching. Like literally, you know what I mean? Like they look so real that people don't know that when they're watching actors act on a screen, that literally everything they're seeing in the background was created in a video game. You know what I mean? It looks those real. So yeah. And you said those graphics didn't say Brock Lesnar from slipping.
That was a whole nother thing.
I don't think Brock Lesnar is.
Love you too, Kid.
You know, Brock Lesnar not the one to watch. It's his daughter. That's the one you got to watch.
Hey, if she comes,
bro, she's a threat. Okay.
Oh, she is the splitting image of him. It's damn near scary.
It's kind of. I was getting ready to say it's actually kind of scary, bro.
It's damn near scary.
Yeah. Whatever her kids do.
Those genes, them genetic, they're all there. It's like they getting it in some shape or form.
Oh yeah, because her boyfriend's a giant too. Like he's a. Anyway. Yeah. I mean, look. Epic has a lot of power, and what they're doing right now, I think, is one of the smartest / most creative things I've ever seen. And opening up their platform to another video game engine is kind of crazy. And if it goes beyond that, and other engines are able to do the same thing, there are platforms like Roblox that have existed forever in allowing people to like make and build their own games within Roblox, right? That like Roblox makes a ridiculous amount of money, and really so does like Minecraft. Like in the same way, bro. If you can just, I don't know, bro. Like the idea of having a storefront that lets them do that is kind of crazy, and the idea that something that was as epic as Marvel Snap was when they released that game, like it was all people would talk about, all over all cell phones. People were going crazy about it. If you can imagine them doing that, or releasing that game into Fortnite, but then also having an event that happens in regular Fortnite that's also tied into Marvel or whatever in the same way, it's kind of nuts. Like. Yeah, it's a little bit out of control. Movies. On that movie note, there's probably some Unreal Engine stuff in this next like show. Let's take a look at this trailer. Simu Liu has a new show. It's called the Copenhagen Test. And I caught wind of it actually earlier today. It's So I haven't had a chance to really see this. It just looks really interesting. Let's just take a look at it, see what we think.
Dig it.
Meet our mole, Alexander Hale. I would never knowingly betray my
James
own
Wan.
country.
Okay.
If they suspect that you're compromised, you're dead.
Cheers.
I don't know who I can trust anymore.
Now, Jokes.
Mm-hmm.
That was a very short teaser.
Very short.
Are you interested at all?
I'm intrigued.
Okay.
Like, honestly, it doesn't seem like we'll be getting Shang-Chi anytime soon. So, man, got to do something else in the meantime. So, but I think it's interesting enough that I want to get a little bit more for it. So, they do give us another trailer. Cool. It's on Peacock. I have Peacock, so it's definitely something that I would end up going ahead and watching anyway.
Here's what I'm gonna need, Jokes. I'm gonna need you to tell me all about it, because as interesting as it looks, Peacock ain't getting no money out of me, dog.
I feel you. Hey, listen, you know the reason why. Listen, I paid up for them, and so I just for WWE reasons. But
I know, and that's real good for Simu. Because when Simu shows up on a WWE program backstage, I just hear me now, Joe. Just hear what I'm telling you. It's gonna happen. Mans is showing up. It's gonna happen. Trust me. He's gonna end up fighting or hitting someone.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be very heavy promotion between that show and the WWE, bro. It's happening. All right. Do I feel like talking about Destiny, Jokes? Did you see the new Destiny stuff they dropped today?
I didn't watch it. If you want, like, listen, I'm cool with it. I don't know
weapon type. They have a new weapon type called Heat.
I mean, we can play the trailer. I'd rather watch the other one that you sent me. If we gonna pick one, I can skip Destiny.
I know Destiny. Let's do that. I'm cool with that. Like, I'll be honest, I did almost like, I might go and get into Destiny, but nah, I'm not doing it. So
no, I'm not. But the other one you said,
they got Star Wars blasters. That's all I can say.
Because I have that dope booted up on my TV right now, just for this crossover that you sent.
We call them Titans. A monster that wields death on a scale you've never seen. We must rescue Godwin before Albrecht and his fanatics force him to shift and destroy everything you've ever known.
And if Godwin succumbs, he'll have a Titan.
Hey, listen. Assassin's Creed and Attack on Titan. I was like, I did not see this coming in any shape or form. Mm-hmm. And listen, all I'm waiting, like, Assassin's Creed is known for, in some of their games, making you fight, these oversized enemies, like once in-game type thing. It's looking like you're going to be fighting the Attack Titan on this one. And I'm like, I'm so in for this.
I'm just going to tell you, Yasuke's armor, boy. He got that Titan armor. Bro.
Dog! The armor Titan that he has is incredible.
Hey, just go ahead and spend the money, dog, and just get it, because I know I did.
So them 2,300 Helix credits, they about to get... Yeah.
I think I got make it happen, dog.
I think I got enough in Microsoft points on that, honestly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've been itching to kind of get back into Shadows for a while now, and I think that was it.
Yep,
that was the one. I'm in there now, baby. All right, look, we gotta have a discussion. I gotta pull some notes. Hold on. Here's what's going on. We are. I know I've said this on the show before. So we are doing at Ocean City Comic Con. We are doing a panel that is the top 10 theatrically released live action DC films. Okay, that's a lot to say, but it's important to state those things. Okay, now having said that, there are some questionable options about what constitutes a DC movie.
Mm-hmm.
Jokes, we've talked about this a little bit, but like, what are your thoughts specifically on what should and should not count?
So I know the ones that we were having really discussion. Like, obviously, any of the movies that have, your typical, obviously, Batman, Superman, like none of that stuff is going to be really questioned in there for it. But I know we talk about Watchmen, and specifically, because it is DC. But if we do allow Watchmen in, that kind of opens the floodgates up for a few other projects for it. At this point, just off of the strength of Watchmen alone, I do almost feel like we have to open things up a little bit more. Because Watchmen is...
So what that means to you is you feel like Watchmen should be available to be on this list.
I do.
Okay. So...
chime in the comments too. Let us know, because that opens up the Pandora's box, honestly.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. It's not a lot of films that I think people are going to care about necessarily or going to want to use. But it's kind of like if you open it up to Vertigo, you got to open it up to everything. And I think that if you say that Watchmen has to be available, that means like V for Vendetta has to be available as an option, which I am not positive feels like it fits to the heart of what I do feel like Watchmen kind of retrofits into the DC universes from a comic standpoint as a whole. Like, it has more or less been integrated in, but I don't know that it's fair to include it. Constantine is, but wasn't. That's Vertigo. You have movies like technically The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which I'll be honest with you, as a fan of that film, I think it's better than a lot of DC Comics films.
I can like, agree with that.
What I would consider like your like DC Comics films. It also technically means that Road to Perdition. Which falls under a label that did fall under DC, not unlike Vertigo, would also technically count. And I think that if you look at that movie as what it is and the accolades that it has received and like who was in it and how well it's done, then as a movie, you might have to move something like that quote unquote should be included automatically somewhere higher on the list, which just in terms of how good of a movie it is, but not like where it falls in the confines of like being able to compare these movies to each other.
See, that makes
You
me
understand
want
what I'm
to
saying?
kind of, yeah, that makes me kind of, I feel like out of them, I feel like a lot of people are going to try the argument for Watchmen than anything else.
For sure.
And in
100%.
doing so, opens things up. Like most of them, I don't think anyone would bat an eye to. And
would it be fair to say we're not including everything, but we would concede that Constantine and Watchmen should be included?
I think that's a fair compromise. I do think that's a fair compromise.
But not V for Vendetta.
Did they ever? I mean, we're talking about the movies. Did they? For some reason, I feel like did they ever do a comic crossover with V for Vendetta?
I mean, look, I think it's important to kind of give that as a part of the context. I don't know. Look it up. I don't know that there's ever been a crossover between like the mainline DC universe or universes and V for Vendetta. I'm pretty sure it never happened with League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but I could also be wrong about that. We know that Constantine is like Slim is in there, but I'm just not positive. I think Watchmen and Constantine I'd be willing to say should be included.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they. Yeah, I don't see anything for like the crossover in the comic. Obviously, DC Comic did a thing, obviously, but not a crossover. Apparently, this is not movie wise, but apparently somehow this was back. I guess there's a V for Vendetta crossover within Pennyworth, but obviously that's not a movie, so that's not going to make it count anyway.
But it's, I mean,
but it puts it in the realm of DC.
Yeah, because is V for Vendetta better than better than Catwoman?
Hey, funny enough, we brought up Catwoman somehow a couple weeks ago at work.
Here's the thing. For those of us that are going to sit on the panel when we do the very serious version of the discussion for this, I can imagine that there probably isn't anybody who's going to pull one of those movies over some of these other like mainline DCU, DCEU, early 89 Batman. Like, I don't think most people are going to pull most of these, though. Watchmen is probably going to be up there. Constantine could. I could see somebody want to do a V for Vendetta, but if you're trying to take the total list of all of the movies that would count and narrow it down to your top 10, I don't know that anybody is going to miss most of these not being there, but I can almost guarantee you that Watchmen will make people's top 10 list. V for Vendetta might. Constantine could surprise some folks. I might be willing to concede the 3 of those just to be like, all right, we'll allow those 3. We might have to do a little bit more research on V for Vendetta. I would be willing to say I think Constantine and Watchmen should be included. And that everything else is like, if it's not.
If someone brings up one of the other ones, it's like, listen, you got to fight and give us a serious.
The only reason why I'm doing that, because I don't think it'll be a big deal when we do, but I do like, you know how people get when we do like the open house that is the panels at the convention. And people will pull from wherever just to be like, I want to put Road to Perdition at number 2. Man, if you don't get out of here, I don't even want to have to waste a veto on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to have to waste a veto on that. So I just want to make it very clear. Like, I want to be able to go in and say, here's what's allowed, here's what's not allowed. Don't bring the Extraordinary Gentleman. Don't bring Road to Perdition. Don't bring V for Vendetta. If we're not going to allow it, Constantine and Watchmen are okay. Like, I'd be okay with that, right? But we're not getting any help from the chat. So I think at this point, let's say Constantine and Watchmen are allowed.
Go with it.
And then that's it. And I may have to just like put out a list of everything else because
I'm actually trying to generate an actual. I don't know if you already. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I have a list. It definitely has some. There's definitely some gaps in here, but like I have all the way back to like the 1966, like Adam West, Batman movie, then Superman 2, Superman 3. There's a Superman 4. We don't really care, but Superman 4, Supergirl, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, Steel, Catwoman, Batman Begins, Dark Knight, Green Lantern, Dark Knight Rises, Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, Justice League, Aquaman, Shazam, Birds of Prey, Wonder Woman 84, The Batman, Black Adam, Shazam, The Flash, Blue Beetle, Aquaman and Lost Kingdom, Joker, Folly Ado, most recent Superman film. Like that's pretty much everything without Watchmen and Constantine included. I think that's pretty much everything.
Crazy enough, this list that I actually just got generated, funny enough, it does include Watchmen, and Constantine. Those are the only two that are on the list. So it agrees with us too.
Yeah. I think that's what it's gonna have to be though.
Oh, nope. And then there's a separate one. Nope, I found it. But it created them. It has them separately.
You said I found it. You didn't say what?
Well, no, as I was scrolling through, it gave me a separate list of the other theatrical films from what they call DC imprints. And crazy enough, Red is one of these.
It is.
Huh.
And there's a second one of those. Again, I don't know that it makes anybody's top 10 in our serious discussion we're going to have on this show within the next 2 weeks. But when we go to Ocean City, bro, and we let them have a free-for-all,
some things may come out of left field that it's going to be like...
They're going to be like, yoink, yoink, yoink. Like, they will be so stupid that I don't, you know... Anyway, all right. I think we add Constantine and Watchmen and we call it a day, and then everything else I think we're good. Does that sound?
I think that sounds good. I think that is fair.
All right, then that's what we're going with, dog. Like we're done talking about it. The decision has been made. We're gonna go with that. All right. I think we're about at this point where we can lock it down. Would you agree?
I think so.
Yeah. All right. So before we close out, we're just gonna take the last couple of minutes and just kind of talk a little bit about just things we're thankful for. Obviously, Thanksgiving is this week. It's coming up in a couple of days. So I thought I'd just kind of open it up, give you a couple of minutes so we can kind of just talk about, some of those things. Anything you want to throw out there as a whole?
Always, we're always thankful for, family, friends. I think we typically always do that, but I think in this go around, the way I want to say it definitely is our community. We talk about our community a lot, but this year in particular really has shown us how strong our community really is. With the passing of Sin, it really just, it opened like we've seen, and sometimes you take some of those small things for granted, but when you see just the outpouring of love and support that we have had over the last few months, our community is definitely the biggest thing that honestly this year that I am thankful for. I don't know how much more even, I think for me, that is the biggest thing for this year that I'm really thankful for.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think I would agree with that, right? I think the normal thankful for life, right? Thankful for family and friends, thankful for the community, thankful for having things that, like this, give us a place to kind of remove ourselves from all of the, kind of ridiculousness that is in the world. Considering just before going live, we just found out we just lost another friend. The community itself has been super important, not just for the support, but also for the healing process. It seems to me that a lot of people within the community are going through a lot of things. A lot of people seem to be losing people and stuff like that. I just think that having a place where you can have a community to be able to support each other. So being able to go to conventions and kind of have that space to do that and to be together and to feel safe. I think that I'm very thankful for having safe spaces to be in, but more importantly for being able to provide safe spaces for other people, including ourselves. But to have the kind of community that shows up and donates their hard-earned money at a time when the government is completely shut down, right? To have a community that reaches out, months later and over the days to check on us to make sure that we're doing okay. To, those things are, we're always thankful for them, but it's a little bit more special, this go round. So, having said that, as we tend to do at the end of the show, because we are thankful for you all, I do want to thank all of you for hanging out, for spending your evening with us, for lurking, for commenting, just for saying hi. When we get started, when the show begins, it does let other people know in the community, the ones who don't say hi, the ones that are lurking, that there are people who would just wait. You know what I mean? Like that. Just you'd be very, very surprised, I think, how far that goes. And so, being very thankful for you all is really one of the biggest things.
Love you too, bro.
What up, KB? Love you back, bro. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for showing up every week. Thank you for your support in all facets. We really do truly appreciate you all. Jokes, tell them what I need them to know.
Remember, y'all, just because of a well thought out plan doesn't make it a good idea.
With that, we're out. Toodles and loose.
Loading snacks.